Hi children, good morning to you all. Welcome back to science class. In the last session, already we are discussed about some important concepts about the exhaustible sources. The exhaustible sources mainly we classified as that is coal, petroleum and natural gas. The first two sessions already we discussed about the coal, formation of coal, constituents of coal, their uses and the formation in the nature. Now we are going to study about one more a very important the exhaustible source like petroleum. Dear students, in everyday life we have to use light vehicles like a car, bike and some other light vehicles. In the light vehicles we are using the petrol, and similarly the lorry, bus, car and some other heavy vehicles also we are using in our day-to-day life. So in the heavy vehicles we are using the diesel to run from one place to the another place. Means what do you call this petrol and diesel? The petrol and diesel nothing but the products of the petroleum, right? What is petroleum? The petrol and diesel obtained from a natural resource, obtained from a natural resource, then is called as petroleum. The petrol and diesel are obtained from a natural resource called as petroleum. Then the petroleum, this word derived from the combination of the two words like petra and oleum. Here petra means rock and oleum means oil. In simple way, the petroleum means it's a rock oil. It's a rock oil. Then how the petroleum is formed, obtained in the nature? It's a very interesting fact, my dear students. The petroleum is mainly formed. It is formed in the sea by the organisms. By the organism. The organisms when died, they settled down in the sea or ocean. After the dead organisms completely covered by a dust, clay and sand. Afterwards, due to the high pressure and the temperature, in the absence of air, gradually the dead and decaying matter is completely converted into the petroleum and also natural gas. It is the formation of the petroleum under sea or ocean. Right, my dear students? So, over billion of years, it takes over million of years to form. Okay, then absence of air. So there is no any air at all. In the absence of air, at high temperature and the pressure, we can get the water, petrol and petroleum products. Dear students, you may have experienced about the layer containing petroleum oil and gas is above that water. Means the oil and the one more is gas is above the water, above the surface of the water. And at your home you may have experienced when oil is poured in a water, it floating on the water surface, floating. Do you know why? Very simple. Here the petroleum oil and the gases are lighter than the water, or scientifically we have to say the density of the oil and the gas is lesser than the density of water. That's why they are floating on the water surface. Then next important point is refining of petroleum. Refining. What is refining here? refining means still we have to make a purification. So how it takes place? Firstly, the petroleum is a dark oily liquid. It's a dark oily liquid, and also it has a unpleasant odor. Unpleasant odor. Odor means so it has a some unpleasant smell is there now. And also it's a mixture of many constituents particles. The petroleum is a or the petroleum have a many or various constituents such as the petroleum gas, petrol, kerosene, oil, and also wax, paraffin, so lubricating oil. These are the very important constituents of the petroleum. So what is the refining of petroleum? The process of separating the constituent particles or various constituent particles from the petroleum is called as the refining process. Okay, so this refining process is carried out by the refining machinery. Dear students, petroleum refining takes place by a device called as a petroleum refinery. It's a very important process. And next, one more very important concept in the petroleum is about the different constituents of petroleum products and their users. As you know already, petroleum gas in liquid form means LPG. Every day in our daily life we are using LPG to cook food, right? So LPG stand from liquefied petroleum gas. Then where we have to use this petroleum gas in liquid form, especially it is used as a fuel at home as well as in industry. In industry as well as at our houses we are using to cook the food. Second one is petrol. As you know already, in the light vehicles we are using a petrol as a fuel as well as solvent for the dry cleaning. And third one is the kerosene. Kerosene is used as a fuel in to light lamps and the fuel for stoves as well as jet aircraft. In the jet aircraft, the kerosene is used as a fuel. And next one is the diesel. Diesel is mainly used as a fuel in heavy vehicles, right? At last, lubricating. Lubricating means what? So, as you know already about the friction. Friction means when the two bodies are rubbing each other continuously, there is a friction takes place. So, if friction takes place, there is the parts become gradually lose its strength and they may become cut. So we are using a lubricating oil to prevent the friction between the two objects. At last, the paraffin wax, it is used to prepare the candles as well as the ointments. So this is about some concept that is the uses of the petroleum products. So remaining concept we will discuss in the next session. Thank you.